Hello, it's Jay, checking in with the last 10% of Mdnght in Chernobyl, which I decided to check in because I feel slightly dissatisfied with the ending of the book. And I mean, a part of that may just be, I think, is just subject matter. That the Chernobyl disaster was such that it's still sort of shrouded in mystery. Higginbotham makes a point of talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the long-term studies that tracked the health effects of that post the bombings of those two cities, but makes the point at the end of this book that that didn't happen with Chernobyl, that there weren't studies, there weren't tracking of the populations. There was actually kind of a very concerted effort to just say people were having psychosomatic reactions, basically, to radiation, which is just like fuck. He does list off people at the end of like, what happened to them afterwards. A surprising number of the people who were, not the main firefighters and stuff like that. I think they all died. Though not all of them. And I mean, it's spotty. Some of them, because like I was reading this thinking, you're all dead. You're dead. You're all dead. You're dead. All the people, in the radioactive dust of the city, are probably dead. It's like, nah, doesn't seem to be the case. Now, the thing is, they didn't particularly track. Doesn't seem to be a systematic tracking of what happened to these people afterwards. And there's some claims that the incidence of cancer and stuff like that is statistically insignificant. It's not a big of a difference from like just sort of general population. Don't know if that's true. Don't know. And without actual kind of full-scale studies to look at that and to kind of conclusively say that, independent studies, I don't know, you know, that. And there's a part in here at the end where they're talking about thorium nuclear reactors, which would have half-lives of only hundreds of years versus thousands of years, which I guess would be a good thing, and that these are very safe reactors, which I wouldn't know. And you worry about you know people telling you things are safe. I mean, saying that like, well, nuclear power is statistically safer than wind power, which is like, okay, if a wind turbine falls over, that seems to be different than if like a nuclear reactor goes critical. But maybe wind turbines fall over all the time, and the number of people that they kill a year is higher than nuclear reactors, which haven't, only one goes every 100 years. But, will that still, wind turbines are the more deadly of the renewable power? I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, it was a really involving book. It really opened up, just a horrible case about nuclear power. I think, very cautionary thing. There's, it's funny. They say it's like, well, that's the thing is like people have forgotten Chernobyl. Chernobyl is sort of drifting off consciousness, and new forays into nuclear power are coming forward. But then, oh God, gosh darn it, the Fukuyama one happened. It's like, yeah. So, because, so it's slightly a frustrating book that way. I mean, it's good in the sense of, guess, like, look, if it's not simple, it isn't simple. we're killing the planet in various ways with various things of mining, of coal, of just all the crap we're doing. And we're looking for a way to do it where we're not fucking up the planet. I still don't know if nuclear is actually the way, you know? Still produces all this waste that, what the fuck are we going to do with? I have to look up thorium reactors and what people have to say about that. Just was an interesting thing to drop in at the end. Whether, yeah, yeah. So interesting book. I still would like, so there aren't any actual, like he seems to kind of veer away from like, I'm going to give you a number for like how many people this ended up killing or, injuring horribly or poisoning or long-term things. I'm going to veer away from that because it's maybe just not solid ground. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. It just, you know, it's still there. It's still hot. It's going to be hot for a long, long time. I mean, maybe that would have been a way to end. Just like, yep, we fucked up. And how long is this going to be? How long is this going to be this area? Like they're talking about protecting it for the next 100 years. How long does it need to get protected for? I would assume it's a lot longer than 100 years. A lot longer. So there's some ways maybe I feel like the book went soft in the end about nuclear power. Like not looking at it with a sharp enough, hard enough eye at the end. Like it's kind of lightening up a little, which is just like, that does not seem to be the lesson to take from something like Chernobyl. All right. I will think about this. I will do some reading. I will probably watch an interview with the author and see what I can get. I will leave it there. More videos later.